What about, I'm going to throw out one more, Gilded Age, season 2.
Of course.
Oh my God, what is happening?
I talked about it in the past.
Is there anything I watched that you didn't watch? Oh wait, I have one more after this. Okay, sorry. We can do Gilded Age, but then I do have one more that I don't think you're watching. Okay, so Gilded Age.
John, you're watching Gilded Age as well, right?
Yes. Now, Catherine, would you like to be honest?
I think, John, you can share the very fun Gilded Age story.
So Catherine, Eric, and I were watching Gilded Age. And then Catherine and Eric decided they wanted to stop watching after like 3 episodes, maybe.
It was
2?
1 episode.
Of this season.
I think it was 2.
No, it was definitely only
sure.
1, because Eric was like, no thanks. Yeah.
Oh, it was just Eric. Way to place the blame.
All right, I also was not that super into it, but go ahead.
So then I was like, I'm going to keep watching it. So I watched it, and I let you know a couple weeks later. I was like, oh, man, you're missing out. So much has happened.
You didn't frame it. Wait.
Go ahead.
You
yeah.
didn't say that I was missing out. When you admitted that you had continued, not that you're not allowed to continue, of course, you were like, I just want to let you know, I did continue watching Gilded Age. And a lot happens. You didn't say it was good. You just said a lot. And I was so intrigued by a lot happened that I was like, oh my God, now I think I need to watch it. So I went back and watched it by myself.
I definitely talked about Gilded Age the first season. I'm like, the opulence, the costumes, the sets. I'm like, give them their flowers. I'm like, they are amazing, this production company. And it airs on HBO Max.
Yep.
You know, and so, from the get-go, first of all, Christine Baranski. Right out of the gate, she had me. Now, some of the storylines you're a little like, I am tempted to fast forward through, or like, let's get through this. But the whole cast is led by Carrie Coon, who is Mrs. Russell, who is hungry to get in New York society, which already, although at its early stages of, development, New York had an old school society, the Astors and all these people.
Yeah, the old school money.
The operas and all these, how you break into these things. And so it's Carrie Coon's character sort of opposite initially Christina Baranski. And then it expands to, now that Mrs. Russell has been able to get herself a foothold into society, it's like, what happens?
Well, there's also a very upstairs, downstairs quality. It's the same creator as Downton Abbey. It's just a different era. So it has that same thing where we're also following a lot of the staff and what they're up to.
Right. Yeah. So it is, I think it's so well done. It is coming back for season 3.
Okay.
I mean, it also is very soap opera-y. I mean, Cynthia
John
Nixon
was right. A lot happened this season.
Yes.
Catherine, keep the negativity out.
What?
Well, this, because based on a soap opera, it's like only like can you get married like in one episode and basically die the next, like finding a piece of joy and ripped out of you the next one.
First of all, there was like 2 months at least between those 2 events. Now,
it was
maybe
a little,
it was only 2 episodes.
It was hard to track how long it was.
Cynthia Nixon's character, oh God.
But now she always gets to look back with joy.
Oh, Lord.
Oops, spoiler, if we, didn't explicitly say what happened. But
if you like Downton Abbey, if you like upstairs, downstairs, if you like British, large scope, this is placed in the Americas, New York. It's a different version of it, but it's so well done. It's meticulous. I'm like, where do they film this? I mean, with the horses and the drawn carriages in Central Park. And I mean, this is incredible what they pull off. So
it's also interesting because I find that I don't love the fashion of the era as much.
Oh, it looks so restrictive.
Well, that, and also like, I don't know how, I'm assuming extremely accurate. That's kind of what they are known for, this, Downton Abbey and then Gilded Age. But even the fabrics are like kind of weird to my eye.
It's very like upholstery. In the sense of like, it's placing, in 1882, New York around, okay? So it's a rigid social scene and it's, like I said, society. And then really the costumes are reflective of that. They're very high collar, very long hair. There's the bustle for women.
Yeah, the bustle.
So we have not yet transitioned to like, the jazz era or like women are not wearing pants. That's for damn sure.
No, not even remotely.
You are dressing for dinner. I mean, they look like royalty when they have their big gala evenings.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they're wearing crowns. I mean, it's kind of crazy. So, but it is restrictive. And women, and it's one of the overall narratives of the restriction of women rights, their place.
Sure.
It's still very much like who you're married to, who you're going to marry, that will place you in society. And God forbid you become, I mean, I can't give anything away, but if you lose your money, I mean.
Yeah. You're in real trouble.
I mean, Christine Baranski is just grand dame, tears up the scene. She came in one scene, walked down an aisle, I don't want to give too much away, gave a look and sat down. And you understood it all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did not utter a word.
Well, I mean, she was assisted by. There was a lot of setup for. We knew what was coming. There was a lot of.
Still.
Okay.
The air of acceptance. And then resigning herself. Yes. And then just enjoying herself. Like, no, she's so brilliant. So I recommend, I've loved it. And now I also love to hear it's coming back for season 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I somewhat begrudgingly went and watched season 2. So, but
begrudgingly, because I'll say there was a bump, very soap opera moment where the downstairs moved to the upstairs in the sense of like moving up a rung in the social ladder. And that caused Mrs. Russell some real
she was not
issues.
happy about that.
Miss Turner.
I think she did very well with it. But yes, that was one of the big things that I was like, ooh, Catherine, you don't even realize.
You don't even know.
He's my prince. I mean, just like, it was so good. Yeah. So, I mean, Mrs. Turner, that character was very well done.
That
this
was
year.
a fun storyline.
Yes.
Yeah.